Good morning, 11th of July 2025. Interesting this morning. It's ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, but it's I'm not sure if it's a promise or a threat. We've got Taurus, we've got the Sun, and we've got 8th house of death and rebirth, Scorpio. It could be that somebody is threatening, saying it doesn't matter where you go, I will find you. That's not a good scenario. So it all depends on your situation, doesn't it? Good or bad? Let's see. Eleven is justice. It's partnerships. It's the loins, the marital home. It's fairness. It's balance. Number 11. Justice is blind. Doesn't always get served. So let's see. It's also open enemies. But it may be an empty threat. And it may not even be a threat for some of you. It will mean that no matter where you go, they'll always be there for you. So it all depends on your situation right now. Let's see what they want us to know. Libra. So whether it is in your chart, the current chart, or one even that's coming up. There's the Scorpio. If you haven't watched the Ablas videos that I've put up on the community tab, the post, whatever it is, go and have a look, because that will help you through this. Hopefully, and we'll be able to join the dots with what we've got. I'm really sorry because of the phone. I can't give you the current chart and everything. So if anybody else can post it up, please do. I don't know if you can. But my phone just isn't playing the game. It'll be a couple of weeks before I can even think about it. So for now, I'm just limping along. But usually that means that Spirit doesn't want me to interfere with your choices. You've got to make your own mind up. There he is. Injustice, things going wrong, open enemies, unfairness, imbalance. And it can be a medical imbalance. Like I said, it can be the colon on the prostate. It doesn't have to be legal or physical in any way. It's just unfair, unjust. So, Libra, an imbalance, chemical imbalance even. Somebody's depressed, so drugs, alcohol, that's the Scorpio energy in the minor arcana. So it's also male and female genitalia, or the reproductive organs. There's nothing there. They're not open to receive anything. Somebody wants to free themselves from a toxic situation, break the shackles, let the fetters fall. Capricorn full moon maybe have something to do with it. And number 15, no more keeping up with the Joneses, no more selling your soul to the devil, rising from the muck of the swamp. Number 10 brings a positive change. So yesterday something might have happened. No more sitting on the fence, We've made a decision. We're not going to keep spinning those plates and trying to please everyone else. We're going to drop the ball and we're going to focus on one thing. If you have a decision to make, you chuck your coin up in the air. Before it lands, you know what that decision is, because you'll be hoping and praying it lands a certain way. Communication is blocked. The check is not in the mail. There's no security, no gifts, no financial improvements, very low on finances. The name Rose could be very important. Your cash flow is very low. Daughters, someone here being released from the gates of hell, this toxic situation. Persephone was married to the devil, but she was released. Hostages released. The psychic, the medium, the tarot reader, the letters B and J in spirit, the pomegranate. Be careful what you eat. Don't let anything negative into your aura, be it financially, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, or physically. Be careful what goes into your mouth and what comes out of it. It's very important. She knows everything. Secrets will be revealed, not necessarily by her. She is cleansed, 2 and 29, and she is very close to the number 11. Where I come from, 11th of October, when the carnival comes to town. The tarot readers, the psychics, the mediums, the travellers. It may be a different date where you come from, but somebody's about to come out of their head, and no longer overthinking this, analysis paralysis. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. Those swords were put there by somebody evil, and she is very frightened of standing up and letting the ropes fall and the blindfold come off and seeing the truth, that there's nobody there but her own thoughts keeping her trapped. Sometimes that's a learned pattern that you've had from childhood, that you do as you're told and never ever step out of your comfort zone. This is the opposite. You are standing up, you are breaking the shackles, and you are freeing yourself. Absolutely beautiful. A rebellion is coming. Two and 29, fantastic. 11, not so good. And injustice. 15, fantastic. Capricorn. Number 10, fantastic. The Wheel of Fortune turns again in our favour. You will be judged by the weight of your heart, how much you love. Number 10. Yeah. Finish what you started. Unfinished business, but don't act in haste. Repent at leisure. Somebody here lacks stamina. Stay in power. They need to keep it going. You are learning a great big lesson in life. Wisdom will be yours, so you may learn something. Sagittarius energy. There it is again. So we've got all the cards that we need because we've come round full circle. There is a blame shame game from this woman, especially, who is emotionally retarded. She is empty. She has no feelings whatsoever. Yeah, it's become too much of a heavy burden. Number 10, the letter D. It's probably not even your burden to carry. 10 days. Very important. You are being watched, observed. There's a sporty or immature child or person, possibly dark-haired, harsh words, but doesn't mean that they're not true. The truth will set you free. So when the secret comes out, it sets you free. There is a marriage or familial happiness here, 10 months, but it may be coming to an end, because when it gets this good, there's nowhere for it to go but down. It may once have been happy, but it could be over, or you're just reaching that point. If you're just reaching that point, it takes a lot of hard work to keep it there. There's a narcissist involved, so we've got 3 children now. Our immature people. We've got a water sign, an air sign, and an air sign. Somebody looking for love in the wrong places. Somebody manipulates with love, and that's probably what's ended this. Emotionally bereft. No commitment, no love. These are not your people. These are not your tribe. There are those who see when they're shown, and those who will never see. She sees everything, and she knows that these are not her people, so she's going to leave them behind. 6 years. Yeah, number 10 again, so they've doubled up again. So now the wheel is turned. Something happened yesterday to make a change. Positive energy, the Wheel of Fortune, take a risk in your favour, the number 10, but you do have enemies, and it's probably Gemini energy. Could be Mercury retrograde. We'll have to have a look at Elaine's comments, which I post in the post or community tab, to see what's going on with Gemini. Like I said, I'd like to give you the chart, but I can't at the minute. And where Gemini is in your chart as well, it's about communication, harsh, ugly enemies that you will free yourself. It's coming in fast. Yeah, there's Mercury retrograde again. So we'll come out of it and no longer be able to be blackmailed emotionally, financially, spiritually, mentally, or physically into doing what others expect of us. Yeah, Judgment Day's arrived. This is it. Everything must be destroyed so that you can rise again like the phoenix from the ashes. Number 20. This may have brought you to your knees. Mankind, it's not just personal, it's a bigger thing than that for some. Yeah, and then communication begins again. Gifts come your way, finances improve, small and steady. So the earth sign child we don't have to have any worries about because they're more grounded. You're able to stand on your own 2 feet. There's only one thing missing. You're financially and emotionally stable, independent, able to look after yourself. Somebody is offering that extra one to make it a 10. So you have everything you need. Stand on your own 2 feet. Independence. 9 years. You will survive. Success even is coming your way after a big battle. So it hasn't been easy. But you put your boundaries in place. You've learned to say no. You're no longer sacrificing your happiness for others. This is the feet and toes. This is teeth, knees, bones, all healed. The liver. This is Odin, so Wednesday. This is somebody that has learnt what the knowledge that has been kept hidden from them. Number 12, Pisces energy. The truth will set you free. Take that sword and sever ties with what no longer serves you. Clarity of mind. No more mind games. It becomes very, very clear. You have to put some effort in, but you no longer have to be Cinderella, working for the benefit of others, putting all that effort into relationships, work, whatever, and getting nothing back. But be careful of burnout, where you're burning yourself out by burning the candle at both ends. 2 people standing by, reaping the rewards of all your efforts and hard work, and you getting nothing from it. Somebody stuck, unable to move forwards because of that. But the truth will set you free. This is the scenario where people are coming to you with a handout saying they need money and everything, and then sending pictures on Facebook saying they're going on lavish holidays or buying cars or whatever it is. These people are taking you for a mug. So, Taurus, the truth, the neck and throat. The sun, illumination. And Scorpio, death and rebirth. This ends so that we can start something new. 8th house. Funeral parlours, the snake this year, cemeteries, labour wards, ancestral property, inheritance, interaction, shared resources, death and rebirth, the 20. self-sacrifice, expanded awareness, inheritance, people's money, metaphysics. There, Pisces. In the complex house of the 8th house, the secrets of the universe are revealed. There you go. The secrets are now being revealed. The unknown is now known. This is a point at which we move beyond self-awareness to universal awareness. It is Plutonian. I said, didn't I? Pluto is doing something. I know it is. Death is met, one great certainty of life and the most feared. An expanded state of consciousness is encountered. At the mundane level, the 8th house is of shared resources and monetary gain, things that are inherited. The sign on the cusp describes how easily resources are shared, or how greedy someone is, and how altruistic someone can be. Inheritance may be on the physical or psychic plane, including ancestral patterns and potential. An elusive Pisces or Neptune in the 8th house indicates inheritance that slips through your fingers. So someone may have taken your inheritance and spent it, but bet your life if they inherited something, you won't get your hands on it. A continuation of family patterns of addiction, yes, drinks, gluttony. Capricorn and Saturn could suffer loss, inherited or substantial legacy for a flair of business. Somebody has a flair for business, but the more they work, the more that others take. Sun in Taurus. Practical self-expression, pragmatic, conservative, reliable, persevering and stoical. Persevering, stick up it. And the Sun in Taurus continues regardless of setbacks, never abandons tasks, finish what you started. Othila, so Odin, Wednesday, inherited property, possessions, house, home, what is truly important to one, group order, group prosperity. So if you are going through a legal court case, make sure you get the right advice. Don't listen to the people that have been bullying you all your life. Make sure you know, especially inherited property, whether it is yours and yours alone. If you got it through before marriage, it should still be yours. If you get it during a relationship, or there'll be legal things in this that seem to be a bit grey area. And for somebody who is very naive in the legal complexities, but it may be that someone's taken something from you that was rightly yours, even if you think not. So it's about inherited property, possessions, a house, a home, what is truly important to one, group order and group prosperity. And the group is not your group. So Othala. It is the number 23. Rulership, nobility, loyalty. The father, the king of all fathers. So your father, possibly in spirit, warning you if he's left you something that somebody is trying to take it from you. Epple or Ethel is dear to all men. If they may enjoy, they're at home. So this is about a house or a home, family situation, I don't know. Whatever is right and proper in continual prosperity. The letter O. The prince, so the heir to the throne, so Harry, William, Louis, George, where I come from. But it could be your prince, or you may have been your father's son. The Dutch. The modern German word Adele, so the name Adele, the Dutch Edel, are both derived from Othila, and both of these words have connotations with aristocracy, so success. The rune therefore points to rightful claim to inherited status, lands and possessions. It also indicates noblesse oblige, the obligation of one's position in society, and the duties that one owes to one's kin and people. Of course, there is always added implications of loyalty that people owe to their monarch. It symbolises by the hawthorn to Aries and the humble clover, luck, but its most important symbolic association is with Odin, the king of the gods. It's the rune of sacrifice, but we're not going to sacrifice ourselves anymore. After all, what modern monarch or head of state could possibly lead a normal life? The very position implies a sacrifice of personal freedom. In many cases throughout history, it's been necessary for such leaders to eventually sacrifice their lives as well. Somebody's been freed. So it is with Odin, who hung himself upon a windy tree to win the knowledge. So we're going to gain some knowledge after 9 days or 9 nights. The good of all. Until recent times, the king was thought of as representing the luck of his subjects. If he thrives, then so did the land, and ours doesn't, so that's why we're suffering. If he ailed, it is believed that the land would suffer. At least, modern monarchs do not have the worry of being sacrificed if their powers wane, as was the case of ancient Europe. So, it is in the upright. This is a time of hallowed traditions. October 31st, Halloween. The rune suggests something that stands the test of time, a set of values that is fixed, immovable, and strangely comforting. In addition, the true meaning of loyalty is the most common interpretation. That this loyalty can be expressed in any number of ways: patriotism, devotion to a particular religion, or identification of group whose aims you share. However, group loyalty is most common in those who share heritage, namely family. The rune may signify a rightful inheritance, but this need not necessarily mean a bequest of property or money. Although they may not be unlikely, it could denote traits that have come down, as with psychic ability, through the generations that express a certain correctness of behaviour and a sense of belonging. Justice and honour appear in this rune, and somebody's lost that justice and honour. Because of the dynastic implications of Athena, engagements and marriages can denote issues involving children. So somebody may be married, the child is not theirs. Or eventual heirs. Will turn out favourably though, and you may find yourself dealing with wills and property. May need advice from older and wiser heads to chart a course through the paperwork. An advantageous move of home could be indicated, especially so if it somehow brings you closer to your origins, your roots, where you began. The bee. The bee in reverse. The bee and the pomegranate. Persephone. There she is. So Persephone is freed. The bee stings though because it's in the reverse. And it is number 26, which in the tarot would be Leo. So 26, sorry. So somebody is not a team player. Think only of themselves. 26, because bees work together as a hive. 26. The bee and the pomegranate calls us to create with purpose. Bees are known for their hard work. There we are, your hard work. There's no denying the hard work. And industriousness. The phrase busy as a bee derives from Geoffrey Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, so the name Geoffrey could be important. Written in the 14th century, pomegranates are tough-skinned and difficult to open, but once their exterior is pierced, hundreds of seeds burst forth, signifying fertility and abundance. So somebody's thick-skinned and they're hard to reach, but once they're open, everything changes. You may be struggling with procrastination, putting things off that need to be done now. Consider resting for a while before attempting to get back on track. When am I at my most productive? Am I feeling fulfilled in my work? If no, how do I change that? Camellia. So the king and the royal family and Camilla may be. Number 5. it is in the reverse. 5s are changes, the moon and Venus, hidden love, darkness, Camellia japonica. The magic of Camellia is that of gathering luxury and sensuality, so somebody's very much orientated around material things. To ourselves as embodiment of success and prosperity. So somebody doesn't feel successful unless they've got all the trappings of wealth. Its magic is not much about hoarding wealth, but the true prosperity of enjoying your life, because spirit only see prosperity as having love, health, freedom and happiness. Ruled by the moon and Venus, it helps us connect with beauty and the divine feminine and the strength that comes from being in touch with our feminine side, bolstering intuition, decision making, friendships and good fortune. In medicine, the flowers have been mixed with oil to restore beauty after burns and scarification. So you rub it on your scars. So somebody's been wounded here. The spiritual properties of Camellia are those of the heart opening in true spirit. Somebody's heart has been wounded. True spiritual love. The flower helps connect our heart and head, quietening our mind and bringing great comfort. And there's our mind being quieted. The 8 of Swords, being freed from that circle wherever they've gone. There, our mind is still quiet. Camellia can help us when we feel unsafe, insecure, confused or otherwise unsettled. It helps to ground us. We are not given a sense of heaviness or density, simply being present in the comfort of our body and supported by the world. When we feel unhappy for being different from others, Camellia helps us find comfort in our unique strength, acceptance of ourselves and a deeper connection to others. Everyone and everything is sacred. But is in the reverse, Camellia indicates a need to self-soothe, to self-comfort, or accept the comfort that is offered to you. Reconnect to your heart to settle yourself and see things from a clearer perspective. If you're feeling confused or unsafe, calmly evaluate what you can do to get into a better situation, then do it. Enjoy the world and all you have. So, very important one, I think. Thanks for listening. Love and light. Speak soon. Bye-bye.